Today, we're talking about protection of your RV and other trailers and vehicles. And as a demonstration, we're going to use our fading cargo trailer to see if we can bring back that shine with this stuff. Nope. Nope. Yep.
Dibs.
Come take a look at this with me. Closer, closer. Oh, too close. Can you see this? Here, let's try a different angle. What do you see here? These are water stains and just general uncleanliness stuff on our faded cargo trailer siding. I watched some of these white powdery streaks appear after it was saturated with hard water that was feeding directly from the well. And, well, we know how tough it is to clean well water as it doesn't remove very well or, excuse me just a moment. We're going to attempt to fix some of this by giving it a thorough deep cleaning and then applying this. This is something I bought a while ago and had lying around the garage. I have a whole gallon of this, and I've been using it seasonally on our RV for a couple years. Okay, pause. Let's take an important offshoot for a minute. Scientifically testing here. Ooh, see that beading effect? So luxurious and smooth.
Mercedes.
Oh, let me try. Mercedes.
Mercedes. Mercedes. Mercedes.
Grand design. Okay, that's enough. All right. Enough of that. Anyways, this is the effect that we're going for on our cargo trailer. Now, I hear people referring to this as fiberglass, but actually what we're seeing here is the top layer, which is called gel coat. Gel coat is used extensively on RVs and boats, and although gel coat can be tough, it will, like everything else, deteriorate in the sun and weather. In fact, if you leave it untreated for too long, it'll start to break down and dull. Once that happens, you can actually run your hand along it and you'll pick up a chalky residue. This is bad when you get to this point, and depending on how far gone the gel coat is, it may be difficult to bring it back. We've had this happen before in a previous RV because we didn't know to what extent it needed care with the gel coat surface. Now, we're determined not to let that happen again, so we've been waxing this one with traditional car wax. And that's a lot of work. So when the ceramic craze came along, and after a bit of research and testimonials, we jumped in to see what this thing was really about. Supposedly, this will provide that same protection with a smaller effort as it's easier to apply. However, you seem to make up for it from the cost of the product. But how much effort to apply, did you not ask? Well, we're about to experience that as we coat our cargo trailer over here in the same stuff, as it'll be easier to see the results. Alright, let's talk and wash at the same time. This is not recommended for your RV, but in our case, we're adding a little vinegar to help break down those hard water stains. And we'll just add a splash of CLR to give that extra boost. Do this at your own risk. In all honesty, I've never done anything to the surface of this trailer since we bought it 4 years ago. We were just so busy fixing up our old house, using this trailer extensively to move our junk into storage, and committing this trailer to storage for over a year while we traveled America, but it just kind of got neglected until now. There we go. Now we'll just dry it off a bit and we'll prepare for the reason why we're all here. Ladies and gentlemen, we now bring you the main event. To apply this, I just use a little microfiber cloth as it suggests. Sometimes I use these old buffer wheel microfiber cloths since they were just laying around. Just spray it on, rub it in, and buff it back out a couple minutes later. No big deal. Choose small areas to work in and make your way downwards and over. It's okay to overlap a bit, pretty easy to apply, really. I've noticed if you put this on kind of thick in areas where there are contaminants, the Nexgen will soften them up so you can wipe them off. Yes, I know, clay bar or whatever. But remember, we're not doing this the right way. We just want to get this done as we have other things to attend to. I'll just dirty up my application rags and trade in new ones more frequently. After all, this is the spirit of dibs. Then we just wipe it all off with this dedicated wiping cloth. I'll come back over with my towel again if I detect any residue, and if some of the stuff bakes on here too much, I'll do another light spray and wipe over it again. While we continue to work on this, let's take a look to see exactly what ceramic coating is. Ceramic coating is made of silicon dioxide, and, according to Nexgen, their formula actually contains quite a bit more of this than what you typically get with other brands. Silicon dioxide comes from quartz, like this. Well, these aren't very pure, but it's an example. Quartz is super common, and most likely you'll have some in some kind of form nearby to your house on the ground. Manufacturers take quartz, often in the form of sand, and crush it down continually with various processes until it reaches what they claim is nano-sized. It is then suspended in solvents so that it can be sprayed out into whatever surface needs to be protected. And the geologists out there can attest that quartz, or now this silicon dioxide material, is a very hard substance, which can be great for adding protection to a surface, such as our RVs, boats, or other vehicle paints. Supposedly, these ceramic coatings are chemically bonding to the clear coat or paint or whatever surface you're protecting. Although the quartz isn't so expensive, the process is, which explains the cost of the products like this, and of course, their larger marketing budget. I'm not sponsored by Nexgen in any way at this time, but I am sponsored by Iron Root Voiceover. That's right, ditch the cold synthetic AI and bring back the warm human touch to your ad campaigns, YouTube narrations, e-learning, or whatever you need for a friendly and fun voiceover. Link in the description below. Looking at this closer, we still have water spots. Well, I could cut buff this. Is that the term to use? I'm concerned about doing this because the paint is so darn thin. So we'll just work this in and see if some of the surface contaminants happen to come free. Wow, we're really having to rub this into the paint to get that effect, but I like what I'm seeing. But it's just so hot out here and it's taking forever. Okay, I have an idea. If you're a professional detailer or body shop guy, please avert your gaze now, as this is going to be a terrible plan. I'm grabbing my orbital car buffer out, and we're just going to see if this will work in the Nexgen a little quicker. As one of my heroes used to say, if it works, is it really such a bad idea? Holy smokes, this is working. Again, do not do this on your RV, or anything else actually. I don't particularly care about perfection here, I just want this to look a little better and have it protected. On the rear gate here, I cannot go deep enough without actually using a compound and cutting through these really deep water stains. But this is good enough. Like I said earlier, this paint is very thin, so I don't want to ruin it. We'll go over everything a second time by just wiping Nexgen on and wiping it off right away. This is going way better this time. As a reminder, I'm not sponsored by Nexgen. This is just something that I found online and have been using on my own accord. So you can use this or some other ceramic coating of your choice. This one just had some good reviews and seemed like it lasts a while. If you have recommendations, just leave them in the comments below, but please be kind in my own methodologies here. But wow, I am genuinely impressed. This is looking really good. We'll leave this as it is and come back tomorrow for a better look. Okay, it's the next day. I don't know what to say besides, yeah, this turned out well. It's silky smooth. Everything is looking more uniform than it did last night even. It's very reflective and just looks awesome. This is the exact type of protection we need to be using on our RVs, and we need to be more proactive with them than I have been on this trailer. Let's quickly discuss price, because yeah, this stuff is pretty expensive. Last I checked, it was like $200 for this gallon. I don't remember paying that much, as I'm sure I got it on sale. As far as about how much I use per RV session on our large 37-foot travel trailer, I estimate I use about 1/4 to 1/3 of a gallon. It doesn't go as far as they claim on their marketing, but still not bad. I used at least 1/4 of a gallon on this thing because it was so bad. We'll keep an eye on this cargo trailer and see how long it lasts, as it'll be very easy to see when it needs to be recoated. As for the RV, I like to coat this thing at least twice a year, regardless. And if you're not protecting your gel coat on your RV, you really need to do this to keep it from deteriorating and causing structural and resale issues. But meanwhile, if you're new here, then welcome. We do all sorts of reviews and projects here for the average Joe. Consider clicking that thumbs up button down there. I mean, come on, you know you really want to, just click it. Meanwhile, I have another video right up here that you may enjoy. As always, thank you for watching, my fellow Squatchologists, and we'll see you next time.